Hi everyone, welcome to your practice. Today's practice is all about discovering our comfort zone and learning or practicing or experimenting with moving out of our comfort zone and just a little bit beyond. I have a quote to share with you that just kind of helps to define what is a comfort zone. A comfort zone simply means the routine of one's daily life. It is a psychological state in which one feels familiar, safe, at ease, and secure. And that's by Roy T. Bennett. And it's lovely to feel all of those things, like safe and comfortable and familiar. And I think also we can all relate that when we stay in that place for too long or too much of the time, no real change happens. And so to move out of our comfort zone is to move into the place of growth and discovery. Now, it doesn't always feel good or good in the way that we usually think of good. So in this practice, we're going to experiment with leaning more into the sensations of discomfort. Here, we need to separate two things. One is a healthy kind of discomfort, and one is, let's call it like a more unhealthy kind of discomfort. So we could say like there's a good kind of pain where we're managing to grow still within that pain. And then there's a kind of pain that we don't grow in, that's not healthy. So we're also going to look at listening to the feedback that we're getting from our body and really discerning for ourselves, is this a kind of discomfort that is serving me, that I'm growing in? And sometimes we might think that the healthy kind of discomfort isn't a good kind of discomfort when we're in it. We'll be like, oh no, this is not good. But sometimes it actually is good. So it's a really fine line between an unhealthy kind of discomfort or pain from going too far or pushing too hard versus a really kind of good kind of discomfort that actually supports our growth. So let's practice. Start on your hands and your knees. Spread your fingers wide, press down through the four corners of both hands, claw the mat, and then magnetize your hands towards one another. Squeeze your biceps a little so your elbows micro-bend, and then as you inhale, begin to tilt your sit bones towards the sky, melt your belly and your heart down. Begin to open your throat forward and look forward. Elongate up through the roof of your mouth and back and up through your sit bones. As you exhale, lift your pelvic floor. Begin to engage your glutes towards the backs of your knees, swallow in through your front body, and gradually begin to round. Really pull your front body to back body so your back body spreads. And then as you inhale, tilt your sit bones up, melt your belly, your heart, open your throat forward, and elongate. Pull your hands and knees towards one another. As you exhale, activate your glutes towards the backs of your knees, swallow up through your pelvic floor, suction front body to back body, and round. Now with breath, inhale to gradually, sequentially arc your spine. Exhale to gradually and sequentially round your spine. One more with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, arc. And as you exhale, glide back to active child's pose. As you inhale, round forward, hands and knees. And as you exhale, tuck your toes and press to down dog. Take a few moments here just to linger your awareness throughout your body. And to really stretch your breath into every corner, like your whole body is a a lung. to feel and notice any messages or feedback from your body. Anything that you would categorize as something comfortable? Is there anything that you would categorize as something uncomfortable, any discomfort? Try to lean into both, acknowledge both equally, as though one's not necessarily better than the other. On your next inhale, begin to lift your heels, pull up through your legs, and round forward into high plank. And as you exhale, microbend your knees and elbows, tilt your sit bones up towards the sky, and slowly glide back into down dog. As you inhale, undulate forward, ripple round. And as you exhale, microbend your knees, elbows, tilt your sit bones up, drip your belly and your heart and your throat down and forward as you glide back into down dog. Inhale, ripple forward. And as you exhale, ripple back. We'll do one more like this. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, reach your right leg up high, lift it from the inner thigh and spread your toes. Exhale, round forward and step right foot to right thumb. Sink your left knee, and as you inhale, rise up into a low lunge. As you exhale, cactus your arms, flex your right foot, glide your pelvis back, reach your heart forward. And it's a little bit of an active bow here. Pull your feet towards one another and then reach your fingertips back and really slingshot your heart forward. As you inhale, shift the weight into your right foot, stack your right knee over your right heel, lift your left knee, and rise to a high lunge. As you exhale, slowly migrate your hands to the floor. Stretch your right leg straight-ish, doesn't have to lock out or be straight, and elongate your heart towards your toes. Lift your left heel super high, squeeze your left thigh, take an inhale to prepare. And as you exhale, round, especially puffing up your upper back, suction in through your front body, press through your hands, pick your right foot up and step to down dog. One ripple forward and back, inhale, round forward, high plank. And exhale, ripple back, down dog. On your next inhale, root your right foot, lift your left leg high from the inner thigh. Exhale, round forward, and lightly step your left foot to your left thumb. Sink your right knee down, and as you inhale, rise up, low lunge, pull in at your waist. As you exhale, cactus your arms, flex your left foot, reach your heart forward, and bow, reaching your fingertips back. Squeeze your biceps, really stretch back through the edges of your fingertips, and slingshot your heart forward. On your next inhale, slowly shift the weight into your left foot, stack your left knee over your left heel, and lift your right knee as you rise your arms up. Pull in at your waist to lift your whole rib cage up off the pelvic girdle. As you exhale, palms come down to the earth. Stretch your left leg straight-ish and reach your heart forward towards your toes. As you inhale, lift your right heel high, squeeze your right thigh. As you exhale, puff your upper back towards the sky. At the end of that exhale, lift your left foot up and step back to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. And as you exhale, ripple back into down dog. Inhale, ripple forward. Elongate at the top of this push-up, and then as you exhale, keep casting your heart forward as you lower chaturanga for 3, 2, and 1. Keep your shoulders where they are, just lower your pelvis. Untuck your toes and reach your fingertips back. Interlace your fingers behind your back, bend your elbows, squeeze your shoulder blades towards one another, and then root your toenails, firm your thighs. Lift your pubic bone a little bit towards your navel. And then as you inhale, peel your heart up off the floor. As you exhale, focus on lifting your hands up off your butt. On your next inhale, lift your heart higher and slingshot it forward. As you exhale, release your fingertips, plant your hands, tuck your toes, and glide back active child's pose. As you inhale, round forward, hands and knees. And as you exhale, glide back into down dog. Breathe in, reach your right leg high, lift it from the inner thigh. Breathe out and lightly step your right foot to your right thumb. Sink your left knee, and as you inhale, rise, low lunge. As you exhale, actively glide back, slingshot your heart forward, and bow as you reach your fingertips back. As you inhale, plant your right foot, lift your left knee, and rise to a high lunge. As you exhale, in one exhale, plant your hands, round your spine, pick your right foot up, and step to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Elongate, super long at the top. Exhale, lower chaturanga for 3, 2, leaning into that zone of discomfort. Lower your pelvis, interlace your fingers behind your back and untuck your toes. And then as you inhale, firm your thighs and peel your heart up off the floor. As you exhale, lift your hands up higher off your bum. As you inhale, then recruit all of the inner power and curl your heart up higher. Exhale, plant your hands, tuck your toes, glide back active child's pose. As you inhale, round forward, hands and knees. And as you exhale, glide back to down dog. Breathe in, reach your left leg high, lift it from the inner thigh. Breathe out, step your left foot lightly to your left thumb. Sink your right knee, breathe in and rise up, low lunge. Breathe out, glide back and bow. As you breathe in, rise up slowly to high lunge. And then in one exhale, hands down, round your spine, pick your left foot up, step to down dog. Breathe in, round forward, high plank. Elongate at the top, breathe out, lower for 3, 2, and 1. Now hold chaturanga for 3, leaning into the discomfort. 2, on 1, lower your pelvis. Untuck your toes, interlace your fingers behind your back, and inhale, peel your heart up. Exhale, lift your hands up off your butt and lift your legs up. As you inhale, now accentuate length and lift higher, 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 higher. Exhale, flex your feet, tuck your toes. Take an inhale, lift your heart higher. Exhale, plant your hands by your rib cage. Press into your hands, stretch your arms straight, and lift your thigh bones up off the floor. Claw with your fingertips, hug your upper arm bones back, and then point your right toes straight back. Firm your thighs. Think length, accentuate length. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press into the earth and glide back, 3-legged down dog. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb and sink your left knee. Low lunge, breathe in, rise up. Exhale, glide back and bow. Inhale, high lunge, reach. And then we stay here for a little bit. So first, allow your feet to really land. Then anchor your big toes down. Magnetize your feet towards one another and take a little micro bend in your left knee and lift your pubic bone up towards your navel. Now pull in at your waist to lift your rib cage up off the pelvic girdle. And then keep those actions as you stretch or attempt to stretch your left leg straight again and sink till your front thigh is parallel to the floor. Then inhale, hug in at your waist again, puff your chest and extend out through the edges of your fingertips. Exhale, hands down, round your spine, pick your right foot up and step to down dog. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga for 3, 2, and 1. Hold chaturanga for 3, 2. Lower your pelvis. Untuck your toes, interlace your fingers behind your back, and then inhale, ripple your heart up. Exhale, spread your toes, lift your legs, and lift your hands up off your butt. Inhale, accentuate length, length, more length, and lift. Exhale, flex your feet, tuck your toes. Inhale, lift your heart up again. And then exhale, release your hands, place them beside you, beside your ribs. Press through your hands, stretch your arms straight. Claw with your fingertips and keep your index mounds rooted. Then squeeze your biceps and hug your upper arm bones back. Press down through your right big toe and big toe mound and point your left toes back. Firm your thighs, again, accentuate length. Grow longer and longer. Take an inhale. Use the exhale, press it into the earth and glide back, three-legged down dog, left leg high. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, slowly step your left foot inside your left thumb and sink your right knee. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, glide back and bow. Inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale to let your feet land. Root your big toes. Magnetize your feet towards one another. Micro-bend your right knee and then lift your pubic bone towards your navel. Pull in at your waist, and then keep these actions as you begin to stretch your right leg straight. Pull up through the front of your right thigh. And then again, inhale, pull in at your waist, lift your ribcage up off your pelvic girdle, press through your feet and stretch your fingertips up. Exhale, hands down, round your spine. Pick your left foot up and step to down dog. Stay here in down dog. Claw with your fingertips, hug your hands towards one another. Micro bend your knees. Press down through your big toes and pinky toes and see if you can keep the other three toes lifted. So you're having a lot of buoyancy and activation. Light up through your feet and legs. Press your hands down and forward. And then begin to tilt your sit bones up towards the sky. Swallow in through your waist and elongate your heels towards the earth. Then breathe into your whole body. Look forward to your hands. Pull your hands towards one another. And then slowly lower both forearms down for 3, 2, and 1. Then lift them back up for 3, 2, 1. Lower them for 3, 2, 1. Lift them for 3, 2, 1. Lower for 3, 2, and 1. Pull your forearms towards one another and lift them for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, round forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga for 3, 2, 1. Lower your pelvis. Lift your hands. Reach your arms wide. Lift your legs. And then as you inhale, stretch super long forward and back. Exhale, tuck your toes, plant your hands, stretch your arms straight, and lift your thigh bones. Point your right toes back, breathe in. Breathe out to three-legged down dog, right leg high. Inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. This time, come onto fingertips and sink your left knee. Step your left fingertips off your mat, and as you inhale, reach your right arm up, reach it back, and bend your left knee. Take hold of your foot from the top. Flex your foot to hand, and as you inhale, magnetize right foot and left knee. Pull in at your waist and puff your chest up. Then as you exhale, begin to draw your heel more towards your sit bone. Now place your mind directly inside the core of the sensations you feel, but especially any discomfort. So we're moving out of our comfort zone and actually seeking that which feels uncomfortable. And then discerning what degree of discomfort is this, or what end of the spectrum does it live in? Is it the kind of discomfort that's like healthy, it's growing me, it's inducing change, it's creating a different pattern? Or is it actually a kind that's not serving? Release your foot, tuck your toes, place your hands. Lift your left knee, inhale. As you exhale, use it to lift your right foot and step to down dog. Breathe in and round forward, high plank. Breathe out and lower chaturanga. Lower your pelvis, inhale, arms wide, legs lift, curl your heart forward. Tuck your toes, plant your hands, stretch your arms straight, and lift your thigh bones up. Point your left toes back and take a deep inhale. Use the exhale, press it into the earth, engage your front body to back body and glide to three-legged down dog. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, slowly round and step your left foot to your left thumb. Come onto fingertips and sink your right knee. Step your right fingertips off your mat to the right, and as you inhale, reach your left arm up and back. Bend your right knee and take hold of your foot from the top. Flex your foot into your hand. Magnetize your left foot and right knee, and as you inhale, hug your waist, puff your chest. And as you exhale, begin to press your heel more towards your butt and glide a little bit forward, but not so much that your pelvic girdle collapses towards the earth. Keep the magnetization between your left foot and your right knee, so you're maintaining a certain level of muscular buoyancy, a lifting up and out. Now lean into any areas of discomfort, any areas out of your comfort zone. And see if you can even find a way to embrace the sensations in your experience. Slowly release your foot, tuck your right toes, place your hands to the top, and lift your right knee up. And then inhale to prepare. Now use your exhale. Press it into the earth. Suction front body to back body. Lift your left foot up and step to down dog. Micro bend your knees, tilt your sit bones up, press your hands down and forward, and really elongate the crown of your head forward towards your thumbs. Lift your heels and step your feet a little bit closer, like a foot or half a foot closer towards your hands. We're going to do a few frog jumps. Claw the mat with your fingertips and look forward, just a little bit forward of your hands. As you inhale, lift your heels up super high. As you exhale, bend your knees and load the spring of your legs. And at the end of that exhale, hop and bring your heels to your bum and then land. And we're going to go for 10 in a row. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like your mat is a trampoline. 7, 8, press into the earth to go up. 9, 10, hop forward and come into a squat. So in this squat, you can have your heels lifted or heels down. You can have your fingertips on the floor for support, or you can have your elbows on your knees or inside of your knees. Now, however you're positioned, again, research, like go in and see if you can find, are there any areas of quote unquote discomfort? Or any aspects where it's like you're a little bit out of your comfort zone. Sometimes even just being out of our comfort zone means feeling like out of breath or tired. Sometimes it's like a direct sensation of tightness. And other times it's like just the anticipation of something. Slowly bring your bum down to the floor and step your feet a little forward. Bring your hands to your knees and inhale, pull your heart up, so you're elongating your spine. Reach your arms up. Now as you exhale, curl down slowly for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then once you're down, keep your shoulder blades lifted, but your lower back on the floor. We're going to take a few little pulsations with breath. So the breath is just shh, shh, and really emphasize the breath. And you'll pulsate your shoulder girdle like teeny tiny bits with every breath. So let's begin. Shh, 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 shh. So you might be starting to feel a little bit of discomfort, the heat, the intensity. And so see if you can keep just moving a little bit beyond, just a little bit beyond that discomfort, or a little bit into, not avoiding it, but stay in it. For the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then curl onto your back. On your back, turn your palms up. Relax everything and immediately become super, super still. Try not to move anything physically. And then in stillness, it's easier to really feel more fully all of our sensations and all of the feedback that we're getting from our body. So move into a place for a moment of just receiving and allowing change to occur. And so the process of change, maybe we could look at it like we have to move out of our comfort zone. We have to do something that's like different than how we normally do it. And then surrender to the outcome or receive the outcomes of that. And the process of doing things differently than we normally do them, that in itself is a process of moving out of our comfort zone. So let's do that. So bend your knees more, walk your feet in, and touch your heels with your fingertips. Then walk your feet just a little bit forward without moving your arms so that you can't quite touch your feet. Lift and spread your toes, and then root your big toes and your pinky toes. Hug your feet a little towards one another, just a tiny bit to activate the midline. Then, robot your arms so your palms face each other. Press your elbows down, root the back of your head, lift your upper back away from the floor, and then hug your shoulder blades together and keep them hugging so you're propping your heart up, creating a little curve. Then root through your feet, lift your bum a little bit off the floor, and pull in at your waist. Now, as you pull in at your waist, can you feel that there's this integrative activation? It's squeezing in around your lower back, hugging in and also tractioning, so lifting your ribs away from your pelvic girdle. Keep that and create a tiny little arc through your lower back. So you let gravity kind of have your butt, but it's more of an active arc, so your lower back is engaging. Then, pulling at your waist, press through your feet and lift your pelvis up high. Walk your arm bones underneath you one by one and interlace your fingers. Really carve your upper arm bones underneath you deeply. Activate your feet into the earth. Press them away from your shoulder girdle, pull in at your waist, and puff your chest up towards your face. Stay here if this is where you'd like to stay, or place your hands beside your ears with your fingers pointing towards your heels. Squeeze the earth with your hands, including your index mounds. Activate your feet into the earth And then press through your hands and come lightly to the crown of your head. Hug your forearms to the midline to stack your elbows over your wrists. And then suction your upper arm bones back in space to hug the back of your heart with your shoulder blades. Press your feet down, press your hands down, and slowly rise to your first wheel. Now, first wheel, let it be very chill in a way. Just focus on hands and feet anchoring down, not really attempting to blast into a really deep depth of the pose, but receiving the feedback from your body. And leaning into discomfort. So lift through your pelvic floor a little, pull in at your waist, press down through your hands and your feet. And now, just like we did when we were doing the Shalabasanas on our bellies, accentuate length here. So grow length through your spine and focus on growing longer and longer. Now, for these wheels, we're going to try to stay up just a little bit longer than you want to. So we're stretching just a little bit beyond. So if that's for you to discern for yourself, you hold and you watch the discomforts arise. And then there'll be a moment where you're like, okay, I want to come down. And then see if you can stay for just one breath longer. Press into the earth and stay for one breath longer. Gaze to the ceiling when you're going to come down and come down. Turn your palms up towards the sky and immediately get still. So getting still, you can feel more fully. So feel the after effects of that. And surrender to it so you're not trying to do anything with the feedback you're getting from your body. Don't try to analyze it. Don't try to make sense of it. Just let yourself have a sensational experience or a sensual experience, which is to really just be in your senses, feeling. Now place your feet, touch your heels with your fingertips, activate your feet into the earth, robot your arms, puff your heart, hug your shoulder blades. Pull in at your waist and lift your bum. Create a tiny little active curve, but it's not to compress or create the sensation of compression in your lower back. It's just to maintain this little natural curve actively, squeezing in around your waist. Then press down and maintaining those actions, lift your pelvis. Press your feet down and away from your face or your shoulders so that your chest puffs towards your face, and then place your hands beside your ears. Claw the earth, hug your forearms to the midline, and maintain your forearms hugging to the midline as you press through your hands and feet and slow motion come all the way up. Especially when you get about 3/4 of the way up. Focus on wrapping your forearms towards one another, claw with your fingertips, root your big toes. Pull in at your waist. And now accentuate length, growing your spine long, and activate your back body, just like when you're lifting your arms and your legs up off the floor in Shalabhasana or an active cobra. Squeeze your back body. Now think, press into the earth and breathe. Lean into discomfort, discerning what kind of discomfort it is. Is it serving you? Does it serve you to stay? To stretch just a little bit beyond, or is it not serving you? And nobody can discern that for you. You have to do that for you. Press into the earth and breathe. Press into the earth and breathe. And stay for one more breath longer than you want to. When you need to come out, you come out. And then when you come out, be still. Touch your heels with your fingertips. Activate your feet, and then activate them into the earth. Roll out your arms, puff your chest, and hug your shoulder blades. Squeeze your waist, lift your bum, and create a tiny little curve in your lower back. Then lift up through your spine and pelvis. Place your hands. Claw the earth. Hug your forearms to the midline. Press through your hands and your feet and slowly rise. When you're about 3/4 or more of the way up, wrap your forearms to the midline. Keep clawing with your fingertips. Press your big toes down and away from your hands. Squeeze your inner thighs to the midline. Plug your upper arm bones back towards your thighs, and then as you press your feet down and away, begin to curl your heart forward. Slingshot your heart forward. Activate your heart, the back of your heart forward. Stretch long, not just through your spine, but through your arms, through your legs, through your fingers, through your toes. And stretch your breath along all those lines. Press into the earth and breathe. Lean into the discomfort. Notice what it feels like to be out of your comfort zone. Notice any little reactions that come up, any little storylines, and press into the earth and stay for one more breath than you want to. Then, when you're ready, come out, and right away, be still. Turn your heels out, your toes in, and lean your knees in on one another. And drop yourself into the after effects. Feel the after effects, the byproduct of moving out of your comfort zone. Of moving just a little bit beyond. Moving out of our comfort zone doesn't mean to go way out of our comfort zone necessarily, to some kind of extreme. It can just be like a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit. Parallel your feet again. Lift your hips up and shift them a little bit to the left. Cactus your arms, hug your knees in about halfway, and then slowly, with engagement through the core, slowly move your outer right thigh to the floor, to the right. Then as you inhale, root down to the back of your head, lift your upper back away from the floor, and move your chest a little bit away from your pelvic girdle. So you're elongating or inchworming your spine. And then turn your gaze towards the left. And let this be passive. Bring your head back to the center, bring your legs back to the center, and then shift your hips towards the right a little. Hug your knees in halfway and glide your knees to the left. Root the back of your head and inchworm your chest, the back of your heart a little bit away from your pelvis, and then begin to turn your gaze towards the right. And again, let this be passive. So just see how fully you can drape on the floor. begin to bring your head back to the center and bring your knees back to the center. Hug your knees in towards your chest and begin to wrap the eyes of your elbows around your knees and clasp your fingertips. And then press your sacrum into the floor. Melt your shoulder blades into the floor and root the back of your head. Can you notice that when you begin to press your sacrum down, or if you can get it down, the little archway of your lower back will lift just a little bit. When you root down through your shoulder blades and the back of your head, the little archway of your cervical spine, of your neck, lifts. So see if you can just observe these buoyant little archways. Now we're going to round the spine. So hug your legs together, lift your shoulder blades, hug your shins, and curl your face in towards your knees. Squeeze your front body to your back body, and then breathe. Really squeeze yourself. Tuck into the tightest little ball possible. Even curl your chin towards your chest. And compress, compress, compress. Now as you compress, put the breath in there. Every exhale, get more compressed and more compressed. Now we'll take a sigh, take a deep inhale breath. And a breath out of your mouth as you compress. Squeeze. Now so slowly open up into Shavasana. Lay your whole body out to dry. Feet wide, flopped out, palms completely open and soft. Take up all the space that your body wants to take. And then just drop everything. Just keep dropping and dropping and dropping. Noticing the after effects of moving out of your comfort zone. The after effects that you can feel. Not only physically, but mentally and emotionally. And don't do anything with the feedback that you're getting, just watch. begin to become aware of the teeny tiny sensations you can feel in your body. Bring some little bits of movement to your fingers and your toes. And when you feel ready, take a big stretch. Breathe in and reach your arms and squeeze your legs. And breathe out and drop. Bend your knees and hug them in a little, and then roll to your side. Stay really supple through your body as you press down and come to a seat. And feel your way there if you can, so you can keep your eyes closed. Just to stay in the dark a little longer. Bring your palms together and lift your heart up just a little bit towards your brain. And then humble your brain just a little towards your heart. Take a moment just to reflect on your own comfort zone. And are there any areas where you kind of burrow there and feel safe there, but to the extent where you inhibit your own growth? Or maybe you don't move into some of the things that you really desire to do because you're keeping yourself comfortable. And what would it mean for you to just move a little bit out of your comfort zone today in the direction that you really want to go and that you really want to grow? And so with that, set yourself a crystal clear intention for today. Based in how you want to grow just a little bit out of your comfort zone. Just a baby step. Just to move a little bit beyond. Thank you for practicing with me, moving out of your comfort zone with me, and I will see you in the next class. Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed practice and that you feel good. I feel really good from that practice. I love the practice of moving just a little bit beyond what I think I can do, and this has been such a transformative part of my own practice, so that's why I'm also passionate about sharing it. And for me, it's so much about learning how, when, and why sometimes I back out of doing something. And when I observe myself, it's usually always because of discomfort of some kind, because of fear and anxiety and the feelings that come with that. And this discerning practice of, is this a discomfort that's healthy? Or is this a discomfort that's actually not healthy or not serving me? And this is really helpful to start to do, because if we only react to the fear or to the discomfort, we'll naturally always back away from things. So by really contemplating moment to moment in every different situation, is this a discomfort that is serving me, like serving my growth, or is this a discomfort that isn't? Then we can take the action steps in order to move in the direction that is the most serving or useful, or life-enhancing, or that grows us the most. I'm going to read you a quote because I really like it. It says, "Quitting because of extreme struggle is sort of success. But quitting because of inconvenience is insanity. It's kind of extreme, but and that's from Amit Kalantri, and it relates to what I'm talking about. So when we quit because of extreme struggle, it's kind of a success because we've already moved into a place of discomfort. But when we quit because of an inconvenience, it's like quitting something because it's just a little bit uncomfortable, then, as the quote says, that's insanity. I mean, I don't know if it's insanity, but we can definitely learn from this quote and relate to it that when we learn to discern a healthy kind of discomfort versus an unhealthy kind of discomfort, or just an inconvenient kind of discomfort, then we can take the action steps to move in the direction that we really want to grow. So with that, follow up this practice with the journal exercises so that you can take this contemplation and this introspection even deeper. And then I'll see you in the next class.